All right. It's not completely halftime yet, but Georgia just made a field goal with 5 seconds left in the half to make it 17-17 in Athens. The Vols are tied with Georgia. They had the lead until that Georgia field goal. Oh, boy. This is it's been an exciting half of football. I'm Charlie Burris of A to Z Sports. That's Jonathan Crompton, former Vols quarterback. We're here. We're going to break down all of it. Oh, boy. And I guess the A to Z Sports Big Orange halftime reaction show brought to you by the good folks at Zen Sports. We'll tell you all about them in just a second. But Crompton,
what up?
Tennessee is playing up to its billing here. Nico Iamaleava out with a concussion, and he's back in after last week. And, I mean, Tennessee's bringing it. 17-17 at halftime. How are we feeling?
I'm feeling good. I just think it's hilarious on some of these comments bashing the defense, but yet I thought last week they were the best thing since sliced bread. You know what I mean?
We do have Louisiana says y'all need to chill on the defense.
Thank you. Calm down. You know what I mean? We haven't had a team score more than 20 points on our defense all year, and they're at 17. I get it, but damn. I don't know what else to say.
I mean, Chris Dillard right here, he says, that's the best first half Tennessee has played in months. That's 100% true.
Totally agree. From top to bottom. Totally agree.
That drive that ended with the big Dylan Sampson run, that is the most clutch, big-time drive this team has gone on this entire season. That was so huge. I would say maybe that one and the one are with around 5 to 7 minutes left in that Alabama game. It's the one we just watched, and that one. Those are your two biggest drives of the year. And the defense, not their most perfect half, but I'll say this. The decent version of Carson Beck has showed up, which I think we kind of expected. I don't think that's a crazy thing. He has sucked out loud the last few weeks, and now he's settled back in, got a home crowd behind him. It's something. But yeah, I mean, if you're Tennessee right now, that's around the best that you could ask for in that half of football. No? I mean, am I going crazy here?
No, you're right, but I could
at least offensively,
yeah. Here's the thing. Now, defensively, there's a couple little things, they're doing the quick 2-clap, stuff like that. Hold your water.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just hold your water. That's all. Our defense is playing fine. The first touchdown, it's going to hurt me to say this. I got to give Beck credit. It was a hell of a ball. If you pause it when he threw it, he is completely covered. Great ball. The second touchdown, as much as, once again, hurt me to say this, good play calling by Mike Bobo to go tackle over, tight end backside. So they're trying to figure out who's covering the extra receiver, blah, 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 and we just kind of get crossed up. That was a gimmick play, I guess is what I'm getting at.
I would say don't tell a Georgia fan that, because I know they want to send Mike Bobo off to the gulag right now.
and I get it, because once again, that was a gimmick play. If you go from their offense top to bottom, lining up against our defense, I mean, he's barely at 50. He's like 52% passing right now.
Yeah.
15 to 29. It's not like it's wowing you. They've only ran the ball for 55 yards. Once again, not wowing you. We've already ran for 96 and we've rethrown for 93. The 93 on our passing side is about on par for our yearly average, but it's been more efficient tonight. It's not been 52 yards on one play. You know what I mean? It's actually getting the ball out of Nico's hands early in the drive on first downs, quickly with 5-yard passes, letting us break a tackle, those things. So I think the passing game has been more what I would like to see tonight than in the past.
I think it is. It's Nico building on what we saw in Kentucky and Mississippi State. That Kentucky game, we talked about it afterwards, was probably the best game that he's played in Tennessee Orange. And then in Mississippi State, he has some really nice plays in that first half, goes out with injury at the half. But he was building on it. You could just kind of tell. Like it was getting itself together a little bit there. And now I think you're seeing him in this spot show, oh, he can do that on the road, like with the crowd in his ear. And as long as the offensive line behaves, like he's right there in it. And that's really, really exciting.
It is, but also who's the backbone of our team?
Oh, it's always DSamp, baby. Dylan Sampson.
Let's call it like it is. In our offensive system, the quarterback, you just can't mess it up.
Yep.
With Dylan Sampson. Now, when Dylan leaves for the draft and all that, we'll obviously see where we go. But he's doing everything he's been asked to do tonight efficiently, and it looks good. But I keep seeing these comments, guys. I'm like flabbergasted at our defense looks horrible. Our defense looks horrible, blah, blah, blah. What did we say a couple weeks ago? The first time our defense gives up a play, y'all are going to bash them and act like Tim Banks needs to be fired. But yet 3 weeks ago, give the guy a raise. Calm down.
Well, I will ask you this as far as the defense goes. What is the number Tennessee's going to have to hit to win this one, you think? Like, what's the defense giving up tonight?
I would say in a typical today's version of college football, you got to score 35 plus to win most games.
Yeah.
And that's not saying Georgia. I'm just saying most games, because that's how the college game's set up nowadays. So I feel if we get to 35, I feel very, very comfortable. But I also do think 28 can win it.
I would tend to agree with that, because Tennessee's been a second half team. That's really where they brought it all season. And Tennessee gets the ball out of the break. You have a real opportunity to jump on them there, take the crowd out of the game immediately. You know, where you get the momentum. If you can turn around, get a 3 and out, get a nice stop, something like that. This game's in your hands. I mean, you're going to be right there if that's the series of events that you can set up out of the half. And that's the opportunity that you've given yourself. Even though your defense has given up more than it usually does in a half, that's the opportunity that you've given yourself, because the offensive play has played complementary football. And that's I just cannot rag on the defense too much, because the offense has brought their game this time. And it hasn't just been, oh my gosh, we're not scoring anything, but the defense is playing miraculous football. Finally, the offense is showing up across from the defense. And maybe that bodes well for the second half, and Tennessee can power through and close this thing out. Oh,
and I don't disagree. I mean, so Randy Melton asked, he said, I'm with you on the fans, calm down on defense. He goes, we're on the verge of being 100% back, so everybody's on edge. Well, everybody needs to back up from the edge. That's the way I look at it. You know what I mean? We can't be the old creed. I'm 6 feet from the edge. You got to back up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? We got to back up a little bit in the sense of when something, the first thing that goes, oh God, that's what gives a bad rep. And we have the best fans, and I'll die on that hill. But we also got to take a deep breath and understand we still got 30 minutes of football left. You know, that's what I'm getting at. But to answer the next question from Ben Hall, what does Banks need to do with the linebackers over the middle? I don't know if we need to play as much man as we've played, because I just don't think Beck can read zone defense. The 2 touchdown passes have been against what's called 2-man. And also his scramble that I thought he was down twice, by the way. I did. I thought we shoestring tackled him twice, but that is also 2-man. So when if you're in the meeting rooms, when a defense plays 2-man, that means they got 2 high safeties and everybody else underneath is playing man to man, right? Nobody has the quarterback. That's the dangerous or risky part for the defense. That's how he scrambled a couple times, right? If you go back to, 2015, the Dobbs play? Well, we gave up the long Hail Mary down the sideline against, drum roll please, 2-man. It's a high-risk, high-reward defense. I like 2-man as a coach. but they've burned us a couple times. So I would get back and play, get my D line that's better than your O line to pin their ears back, get some pressure, and play zone defense and make him read a defense.
And here's a big piece. Bell, their top wide receiver, is out.
That's true.
It sounds like he's going to be out for the rest of the game. You have Oscar Delp out there making plays, and he really hasn't made a ton of plays all season. And now, if you can eliminate him from the game, Bell is not an option anymore if he is out with injury, like it seems like he's going to be. Like I've already been saying, you have such an opportunity here. You have to capitalize. And to me, what I think the turning point in this game, this could go for either team. I think it's going to be a big turnover. Something is going to happen that turns this game on its head. Is it a Will Brooks pick six? Is it Nico Iamaleava getting picked off? You have to obviously if you're Tennessee, you want to make sure that you're the one making the play there. But it feels like that's the thing that's gonna turn this thing. That's gonna be the deciding factor. Maybe just an inclination there.
Well, Justin Hawks asked me who's gonna be the hero in the second half. I'm not even gonna answer that because everybody knows who I'm picking.
Well, let's hold on.
But you know what I'm saying. Like when we get to that segment, like we already know who I'm going with.
This is the paid segment. Let's go ahead and get to it. The good folks at Zen Sports always bring us the who would you bet on, or who will you bet on in this second half to be the player that takes Tennessee to a victory? You might already know Crompton's answer, but hey. We'll talk about it right after I tell you about the good folks at Zen Sports. It's never too early to start thinking about the big game in this November. Zen Sports, the new sportsbook in Tennessee, has launched a brand new sweepstakes for its Tennessee customers. That's the big game sweepstakes. You could win a grand prize of 2 tickets to Super Bowl 59 or $10,000 cash. But there's even more. Zen Sports is offering 50 additional prizes that include 2 tickets to Tennessee sporting events or $100 cash. If you want in on the action, you can earn multiple entries every day by just betting on the Zen Sports app. For every bet you place, you will earn 1 entry, and for every $1 you bet, you'll earn an additional entry. And if you like parlays, earn double the entries on the parlays that you place. What are you waiting for? Sign up for Zen Sports. You'll also get the $100 no danger first wager, where if your first bet loses, you'll be reimbursed for the amount of your bet up to $100. Start betting with Zen Sports and download their app right now. Zen Sports, betting just got better. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-889-9789. No danger wager, limited to plus 500 odds to qualify. Terms and conditions apply. A qualifying wager for a wager entry must have minimum odds for any leg of at least minus 250. For clarity, a wager of minus 251 does not qualify. Go to zensports.com/sweepstakes for all terms and conditions. You must be 21 or older in Tennessee to bet. Go enter into the big game sweepstakes. Crump.
What's up?
Like you said, we might already know your answer. Who are you betting on in this second half to be the guy that carries Tennessee to victory?
Drum roll, please. Dylan Sampson, right?
It has to be. It has to be.
Well, and this here, so I've got a couple scenarios here, but here's why. He is our workhorse. He's the guy. He is the lifeline of this offense. You can tell he's the emotional leader of the team. So Kenneth Haney asked me, he said, Crump, come on. You know Georgia's going to stop the running game. It's got to be our passing game. Everybody in the second half has loaded the box, and we talked about what loaded the box means last week. And every week he has been the second half workhorse. He's not had 100 yards rushing in the first half. I'm not counting Chattanooga and all them. And always ended up with, 125 to 150. He's at 68 right now. If we can double that and get to 136, we win this ball game. If Dylan Sampson ends up with 136 and at least one more touchdown.
Yep.
Now, I do agree with Kenneth that says our receiving core, we like the Thornton, got to make that catch.
Catch the ball.
Those things, we've got to make the easy catches because I do like the game plan tonight. Heupel's getting the ball out of Nico's hands. So that stuff, Kenneth, I agree with, but I cannot go against my guy, Sampson. I just can't do it.
He is your guy. We've said it all season. This team goes as he goes. I will say, as I was just mentioning, I think the turning point in this second half is going to be a turnover of some sort. Make sure Tennessee's the team that has that.
So here's your question:
turnover.
Are you going to consider this? It's not technically a turnover, but a Boo Carter punt return touchdown.
Oh,
would count as a turn point, because I'm going to tell you, I almost went Boo.
That's a non-offensive touchdown.
Because of special teams, I almost went him, because he can't. You can see he's going to be super special in the return game over his career.
He's on the verge, man. He is right there, and
he almost had one already.
Yeah, well, you look back at the Texas A&M game last year. Maybe you have a moment reminiscent of that where it just felt like D. Williams was about to open that door, and then he scores your winning touchdown in that game on a punt return. So maybe it's that, but I think you're going to have another back-breaking drive like you had near the end of that half, where it's crowd in your face. You're going to have to face down that noise with grit and actually score a touchdown in a big spot. I think that's going to have to happen. Again, you did it against Alabama in the final 7-ish minutes of that game. I think you're going to have to do it again here. Is it Dylan Sampson? Is it Dante Thornton? Is it Nico Iamaleava? Whoever it is that can carry you there.
We really need,
is so huge, man. It's so huge.
We need an opening drive just like our first drive.
Yes.
Efficiency all around the board. Mixture of pass and run. Get down in the red zone and act, get it in there for a touchdown. That's so yeah.
It has to happen. The only way to get to a win at this game is to go through. There's not an easy way. There's no easy button here. This isn't Staples. There's no easy button.
We got this. I literally have it tattooed on my arm. Me and my wife have the same thing. That's my mindset. We got this. You know what I'm saying? This might be the most confident I've been in our team this year because of efficiency, not because of big plays, not because of trying to throw straight go balls. Efficiency. That's the key. So there's a comment asked me if I would if I think Heupel's going to take shots down the field. Eventually he will. But I like the fact that he's not done it consistently this game, to get the ball out of his hands. Get the ball to Brew on a 5-yard hitch and let him go break a tackle like he did on 3rd and 7 and got 9 yards.
Yeah.
I'm good. 100% move the sticks. That's why I am not on the wagon of freaking out at the moment.
Yeah. It is right there for you.
Yeah.
Go capitalize.
Yep.
Go capitalize. This is it. I don't want to say this is your season. I think there's still a decent chance you get into the playoff, even if you lose this game. But you can't think of it that way. That's not the way that you can think of it.
Exactly. You don't want to you don't want to leave it in anybody else's hands. Put it all in your hand.
Yeah. This is, as far as Tennessee's team is concerned, this is the final game of the season. This is do or die. This is it. Championship on the line. I mean, this might as well be a playoff game. Go and take this thing by the horns. And I think they can. This has been a second half team. Let's go do it. Charlie Burris, Jonathan Crompton. We will be back in post game, win, lose, rain, shine, sleet, snow. We will be here. Oh boy. If you can't tell, I'm a little bit nervous. A little bit nervous, Cromp.
All good. That just means you care.
We got this. We got this. All right. Thanks to everybody for watching, and we will see y'all after the game.